Hey everybody. I wanted to take just a minute to make a short video to talk about Divine Mercy Sunday this year. Hopefully everybody's been able to pray the novena leading up to this day. Sadly, because of the coronavirus situation and all of us being quarantined, we are not going to be able to come together and celebrate as we normally would. However, this does not mean that we cannot celebrate at home. And if you're wondering if it is still possible to receive the special graces on Divine Mercy Sunday, the answer is yes. Remember that Jesus promised on this day that we could receive the grace of complete forgiveness of our sins and punishment, which is so awesome. So, to receive this special grace, normally you would need to go to Holy Communion on Divine Mercy Sunday in a state of grace, which means that you have made a good confession beforehand and remain in His grace and trust in His mercy. So, how do we do this if we're quarantined and we are stuck in our houses? Well, we need to receive communion on Divine Mercy Sunday after we've made a sincere confession over the weeks of Lent. So while you're at home, you can obtain the graces Jesus promised on this day by making a spiritual communion, by receiving Jesus in your heart with that great longing and love, and promising, of course, to return to Mass as soon as you can. Now, I think most of us are watching Holy Mass on television or online, so you can make your spiritual communion at that time. Now, if you feel that you have not been able to make a good confession during Lent, or if you feel like you're not in a state of grace, don't fret. There is something you can still do. The Catechism states that if it is impossible to receive sacramental absolution, go to confession, you can make an act of contrition directly to God in prayer if you are sincere and promise to go to confession as soon as possible when our quarantine days are over. Then you can obtain forgiveness of sins and make your spiritual communion then. And that would be the same. Make your spiritual communion during Mass that you are watching at your home on that day. Remember that Jesus asked that we celebrate this feast on the Sunday after Easter. He asked us to come to Him in Holy Communion on that day with complete trust in His mercy. So, as we make our sincere act of contrition and our spiritual communion, we need to do so completely trusting in His mercy. Trust in Him. After this quarantine is over, Father Rich and I have discussed this and are hoping that possibly at Sacred Heart we can have a communal penance service so that all of those who wish to fulfill their promise of going to confession as soon as possible can do so. And I'll try to keep everybody posted and updated on that. And one more thing, a very important one. We can still celebrate the Lord's mercy on that day in many ways. EWTN on television is having some great programs that we can watch and participate in. The Chaplet of Divine Mercy, the Rosary, a Holy Hour, and more. Check out their schedule on Sunday or just tune in to EWTN. They're having great things on all day, I believe. You can also find a lot of options on YouTube, Facebook Lives, other streaming services. You can set up your own celebration. You can venerate the Divine Mercy image if you have one. You may pray a rosary pray the chaplet at the 3 o'clock hour. Reflect on St. Faustina's diary. She has some incredible messages on God's mercy. That's a wonderful way to celebrate that day. If you look on YouTube for the Chaplet of Divine Mercy in Song, you'll find that chaplet sung the way that we sing it on Divine Mercy Sunday when we come together. And it's beautiful. It's just a beautiful version of the chaplet. And also remember that receiving any plenary indulgence asks that you pray for the intentions of the Pope. So don't forget to offer that prayer. Now, if this is confusing at all to you, there is a great video by Father Chris Alar. He is a Marian helper priest out at the Divine Mercy Shrine in Stockbridge, and he just explains very clearly how you can receive these graces on Divine Mercy Sunday when you're still at home in quarantine, and it's excellent. So I will try to post that link down here also. So happy Divine Mercy Sunday to everybody. I will miss seeing all of you, and may you be blessed and experience the Lord's infinite mercy on this day of grace.